Good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto IO, a place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday, just so you don't have to. My name is Not Important, and I'm your host, LFG. Bitcoin tops, Donald Trump, guns in America, Google Trends. Lawyer lays out his reasoning on why XRP is not a security. And last but not least, FTX financial controls were a quote-unquote hodgepodge of apps saying court filings. Yup. Market. Total market cap, guys, right now sitting at $1.186 trillion. Bitcoin dominance at 46.2. ETH dominance at 18.9, ticking up towards 19%. And 20 Gwei will get you an ETH transaction. Gotta be honest, guys, pretty boring weekend in the market. Not a lot of movement until just last night, and that still wasn't even that big of a movement Sunday night. Pretty interesting to see how stagnant this weekend was. And yeah, across the board, there's 1%, 3%, 2s. Nothing too significant unless something popped off and I missed it. Let's just go ahead and jump into Bitcoin. This was our weekend until we got this little move right here. Now here's what's interesting, guys. This is, I'll change the color of this line too. We'll make this line, we'll just make it purple. All right. So the yellow lines are the triangle that we've been watching for quite some time on the channel. This ranging that Bitcoin has been in, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yesterday I was playing with the chart just before this pump, and if we go over here and we look at this as just a bull trap, right? Oops, I always do that. We look at this as a bull trap and don't look at this top line as a trend, and we make this purple trend line. It fits perfectly, and we're ranging it. And technically, if that is the range we were looking at, we have now had a breakout. But if we continue with the top trend line, that has been what I've been looking at in this triangle, and not looking at this pump right here as a bull trap, we hit the top of the trend line and came right back into it. So all I'm getting at is nothing new on the board, right? Interesting too that we got two double blood diamonds here and it didn't really play out. But yeah, nothing new. It was a super boring weekend, super sideways. Even with this pump from the bottom of the trend to the top of the pump, 2.24%, guys. If that's making you excited, I'm sorry. But it also does go hand in hand with where we are at the timeline. Right around where we're at right now is where Bitcoin and the market is supposed to lull you to sleep. Sideways, 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 till just when you're about to either A, walk away, or B, stop paying attention to the charts, something happens. So let me go ahead and get rid of this. Stupid circles. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to continue just watching this trend, watching this triangle pattern, see what we might do. Again, our big resistance is 28.9, big support at the 27.6, 27.3, as well as major support at that 26.5, last line of support. Ethereum still in this ascending channel, high low, so on and so forth. If we negate the channel and just pay attention to trend lines, right now we're looking at resistance again at 1860, banging our heads on the top of that ceiling. That's it, guys. Nothing really crazy going on. Like I said, it was a super boring weekend. So let's just go into the news, get you guys out of here, get your day started. Bitcoin tops, Donald Trump, guns in America. Really, I'm sorry, I keep saying it, but that's such a weird, awkward reading way to write a headline. So, popular terms such as guns, Chuck Norris, health insurance, and politics did not even make it to the top 10 in the list. Amid the growing discussion around Donald Trump, guns, and other topics tied to politics and entertainment, Bitcoin remains the most Googled the most Googled term in the United States. A search volume comparison based on no clue data. I'm not going to read that. I'm going to say I'm not going to read it, and then I'm going to try. I'm an idiot. Revealed that Americans are curious about Bitcoin, with Nevada taking the spot as the most Bitcoin crazy state in the United States. Despite former U.S. President Donald Trump making headlines consistently, he only takes the second position on the list of the most searched terms in America. And there is your list. Bitcoin, Donald Trump, breaking news, Elvis Presley, Disney World, Spider-Man, student loan, interesting, car insurance, White House, child support. As shown above, other popular terms following Bitcoin and Donald Trump include breaking news, Elvis Presley, and Disney World. Previously popular terms such as guns, Chuck Norris, health insurance, and politics did not even make it to the top 10 in the list. Donald Trump, Bitcoin. There we go. In the last 3 days, Google searches for Donald Trump exceeded Bitcoin for just 2 days on April 4th and 5th, when reports of the former president's possible arrest emerged, according to Google Trends data. A statewide comparison revealed Nevada as the state with the biggest number of Bitcoin searches, followed by Miami, California, and Washington. The primary reason for finding this attributed to lower taxes and local government initiatives to promote innovation, according to trading browsers. Nevada's long-standing gambling respiration might be the contributing factor to success and high interest in Bitcoin, a study added. A new report from the U.S. Department of Treasury concluded that North Korea and criminals use decentralized finance servicing to bag illicit profits. However, as Telegraph reported, the Treasury believes that the most money laundering, terrorist financing, and proliferation financing occurred using fiat currency or outside a digital asset. That was a really weird way to end that article. Well, there you go. Something that's completely non-regulated or non-related to the Google Trends. Okay. Well, that was fucking weird. Excuse my language. So Bitcoin's topping Trump and guns in Google searches. Excellent. Moving on. Lawyer lays out his reasoning on why XRP is not a security. Lawyer Jeremy Hogan believes the United States Securities and Exchange Commission has failed to legally demonstrate that XRP is a security. Yeah, obviously. Ripple, XRP is not a security because it does not fit the definition of an investment contract. The only legislative definition that it could possibly fit, according to Jeremy Hogan, a partner at the law firm of Hogan and Hogan, not to be confused with Hogan's Heroes or the TV show that was on MTV with Hulk Hogan. In a series of tweets on April 9th, Hogan explained that, in his opinion, XRP could only be considered a security under the definition of an investment contract, as it doesn't fit the other definitions of a security, such as stocks or bonds. Hogan argues, however, that the United States Securities and Exchange Commission has not demonstrated an implied or explicit investment contract in its suit against Ripple. There is his tweet. The best thing to do on Twitter is tweet, just in case you were wondering. Instead, it argues that the purchase agreement is all that is required, and that is all that it proves, Hogan stated. But that argument tears down the investment from the contract as a simple purchase without more. There cannot be an investment contract. It is just an investment, like buying an ounce of gold. And there is no obligation for Ripple to do anything except transfer the asset, he added. The SEC initiated a lawsuit in December 2020, claiming that Ripple illegally sold its XRP token as an unregistered security. Ripple has long disputed the claim, arguing that it doesn't constitute an investment contract under the Howey test, a legal test used to determine if a transaction qualifies as an investment contract. It was established in 1946 by the U.S. Supreme Court in the SEC versus WJ case. Hogan further argues that all of the blue sky cases, which the Howey case relies on for defining an investment contract, involve some form of a contract regarding the investment. Indeed, how can a person reasonably rely on an offer to make them a profit when they have zero legal recourse when that offer fails to come through, he said. They cannot. Even the oft-quoted four-part test implies that a contract of some sort is required. Hogan says that the crux of the issue is now whether Ripple used money from the sale of XRP to fund its business. But if the SEC has proven that there was either an implied or explicit contract between Ripple and XRP purchasers relating to their investment, there was no such contract, Hogan claimed. Guys, we all know the answer to this. Everybody's kicking at a dead horse. It's not a security. Can we move on with life? Can we all just keep moving on? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think XRP is a security or not? Let me know in the comments down below. Last but not least, FTX financial controls were a hodgepodge of apps, says court filings. The court filings allege apps such as Excel spreadsheets and Slack messages were used to manage the assets and liabilities of FTX and its entities. FTX was run by 3 inexperienced people, not long out of college, who relied on a hodgepodge of online shared documents and communications across a series of different apps to manage the multi-billion-dollar empire, according to FTX CEO John Ray III. In an April 9th court filing in a Delaware bankruptcy court, John J. Ray III gave his first detailed account of the control failures at FTX. Ray stated that his restructuring team had identified extensive deficiencies in the FTX group controls, from a lack of appropriate financial and accounting controls to an inadequate group management structure and record-keeping process. FTX apparently relied on a hodgepodge of Google Documents, Slack communications, shared drives, and Excel spreadsheets to manage its assets and liabilities, the filing says. FTX used the accounting software QuickBooks, which Ray said was designed for small and mid-sized businesses and not for a firm that operates across multiple continents and platforms such as FTX. FTX bookkeeping was reported to have been neglected, as around 80,000 transactions were left as unprocessed accounting entities in a catch-all QuickBooks account titled Ask My Accountant. Ray emphasized that the co-founders Sam Bankman-Fried and Gary Wang, along with former engineer director Nishad Singh, had the final voice in all significant decisions despite very limited experience. These 3 individuals, not long out of college and with no experience in risk management or running a business, controlled nearly every significant aspect of the FTX group. Wang and Singh significantly controlled over FTX was noted by an unnamed FTX executive who was stated that if Nishad Singh got hit by a bus, the whole company would be done. Same issue with Gary Wang. It was noted that the company couldn't provide a complete list of employees at the time of bankruptcy filing in November. FTX failed to file its financials on time at the end of the financial reporting periods and did not carry out back-end checks to identify and correct material errors. Brett Harrison, the president of FTX US, raised concerns with Bankman-Fried and Singh regarding the lack of appropriate delegation of authority, formal management structure, and key hires at FTX US. In response, Harrison's bonus was significantly reduced, and he was instructed to apologize to Bankman-Fried by the firm's internal counsel, which he refused to do. It was reported that Harrison resigned following the disagreement. Ray stated in a February 6th court filing that when he took control of FTX in November, there was not a single list of anything related to bank accounts, income, insurance, or personnel, causing a massive scramble for information. He pushed back against the motion to assign an independent examiner to the bankruptcy case out of fears that the inadvertent errors could result in hundreds of millions of dollars of value being destroyed. House of Cards. Absolute shit show, not surprised. Let's just look at Bitcoin one more time before I get you guys out of here. Nothing's changed. Weird. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got from you today. Per usual, if you do enjoy the content I provide here on Boring Crypto IO, please, by all means, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for notifications, watch, like, and share the videos on all your social platforms, and I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. I'm out of here.